Welcome, everybody. My name's Katy. New friends and old friends, I'm really grateful to be here with you today to share in a little different type of presence this holiday season. We're going to start on our backs today for this yoga class. And the only thing flexible you need to bring or have today is your state of mind. So bringing that down to your mat or down to your floor in a nice lying, comfortable position. Let your legs come wide, let your feet flop open. Just gently roll the shoulders underneath of you. Let the arms come wide. Palms face up as a sign of surrender and to relax and release into the front of the shoulders. Just settle here, taking a couple deep breaths. If you've got some little wiggles to get out, do that now. Maybe a couple sighs from your mouth. Gently close the eyes. We begin our class by finding some stillness here into the physical body. Once we find that stillness, we begin to notice our breath, checking in, just to observe how we're feeling. No judgment, simply observation. If it's comfortable for you, breathing in and out of your nose. Slow and steady. Begin to lengthen each inhale and each exhale. Let your face stay soft, relaxing the eyebrows, the jaw, the shoulders are soft, hips and legs are heavy. And as you allow this slow, steady breath, this equal inhale, equal exhale to flow through your body, letting it come naturally, letting it come with ease. Just simply begin to ask yourself, how are you? How am I today? We ask this question so often to others, many times a day, in passing to strangers, to friends, to family. But we rarely give ourselves this gift of inquiry. So be honest and be open to whatever comes up. Allowing yourself to feel without that judgment, without that attachment. And then setting an intention for this class together, you and I, of being present. Staying here for the full 30 minutes. Turning off notifications, turning off those expectations. Even if you lay on your mat for the full 30 minutes, that is perfect. Just be here with me, with your breath, with your body, and with whatever feelings arise. Let's take a few more deep breaths here together. Let that belly rise and fall with each breath. Last breath. And slowly, gently, just begin to bring movement into the body. Let that breath, that slow, steady breath continue as you wiggle through your fingers. And wiggle through your toes, really mindfully aware of how your body feels as it begins to move, as it begins to wake. Rolling out through the ankles and the wrists. Maybe turning your head from side to side as we enter this state of observation, getting to know ourselves a little bit better. Gently begin to bend one leg and then the other. Bringing your knees into your chest. Maybe just untuck your tailbone here, lengthening your spine along the mat, along the floor. Bringing your hands on top of your shins or behind your thighs, whatever's comfortable. And gently, mindfully begin to draw circles here with the knees, massaging into the low back. And then as our movements get a little bit bigger here throughout the whole class, I just want you to continue to check in, perhaps with your face, the space in between your eyebrows, your jaw. We like to hold tension here. We like to furrow our brow or clench our teeth. So actively releasing, relaxing. Let those circles become a little bit bigger. You can keep your eyes closed, or if it feels more comfortable for you, you can go ahead and open them. Keeping your gaze soft. Then we're going to take those knees wide. So one hand on either knee, opening the legs up, and then big circles here with the knees, perhaps in like an egg beater fashion. Starting to mobilize into the hip joints. A little bit of movement here, increasing that synovial fluid, lubrication that keeps our joints nice and healthy and young. A few creaks and cracks and pops are okay, as long as there's no pain. Always moving in a range that feels good. We don't use the slogan, no pain, no gain in yoga. Couple deep breaths here, moving in both directions. Go ahead and place those soles of the feet down towards the earth, knees stacked over the ankles. Once again, just lengthen the low back on the mat, so pressing the low back down. Press the arms alongside the body, roll those shoulders underneath of you. We're going to do a little bit of a glute activation here. So we're going to press into the heels. I want you to feel the hamstrings and the glutes light up a little bit here. As you press into the heels, we get some energy here, and we're going to use that energy from our behinds to lift our spine up off the mat, pressing our hips up to the sky, pressing into the shoulders and heels here. We lengthen the front side of the body, opening up through the hip flexors, a little bit into the quads, the bellies, and strengthening the backside, the glutes, the hamstrings. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly lower down, one vertebra at a time. Relax the glutes, relax the hamstrings. Everything softens, face, shoulders down. And we're going to flow with our breath as you begin to inhale, engage the glutes. Lifting up, rolling up, one vertebra at a time. Reach the fullest capacity of your breath. And then slowly exhaling, begin to reverse the movement, coming all the way back down. Really mindfully setting our spine here, coming back into alignment, continuing, engaging, inhaling, lifting up, peel that back up off the mat. No tension in the neck here. Neck is long, chin is tucked, gaze is up. Exhale starts, lowering down, soften everything as you lower. With your breath, a couple more times. If you want to add on with the breath movement, you can inhale those arms coming up and over and exhaling them down. So we're linking breath and movement here, really calming for our nervous system. We're going to do this a number of times in a variety of different ways throughout this class. Our body really likes to move in this manner. Really calming. It decreases cortisol, that stress hormone, builds up in our bodies. Couple more times. Really allow that breath to become full in the body. Last time here. Beautiful. Let's bring those knees back into the body. And if it's okay for you, we're going to start to rock and roll on the spine, forward and back lengthwise here. Massaging our backside body. A couple times back and forth. And then eventually, if it's available to you, you're going to come all the way up and over into stand. And if you need to, you can come onto your side. However you get up to standing is perfect. So come up to standing, roll those shoulders up, back, and down a couple times here. Fan through the toes, spread those toes nice and wide. And then inhale those arms up to the sky. And open them up, exhale, forward fold all the way down. Bend through the knees here. I was going to ask you to touch your toes, but I realized that might be a bit of a stretch. So just bend your knees. Grab onto opposite elbows and sway side to side. If that pun landed, I don't know if I should say you're welcome or I'm sorry. It was pretty terrible. Shake and nod the head. Relax here in this forward fold. The bend in our knees here helps us, especially those of us with tight hamstrings, to not overstretch and overstrain. And then place your hands onto your shins or your knees or your thighs. You're going to inhale halfway, so lengthen the spine, keep the chin tucked, and then exhale, fold once more. We're going to flow a couple times like this, inhaling half lift, and exhale, fold. Inhaling half lift. Feel that length in the back side of the body. One more time, inhaling half lift. And exhale, soft. Big bend through the knees. We're going to roll our vertebrae up one at a time, coming back up to stand. And then we're going to go ahead here and we're going to step back with our right foot. We're going to come into a warrior two stance. So our back foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat, and our front heel intersects with the back middle arch, or somewhere about that. We're taking a deep bend into the front knee, but we're not sinking into the hip. We're using energy here to draw up and out of the hip. We're opening that front left knee out, and we're strong in that back leg. Warrior two arms. Arms are long, shoulders stacked over hips. For those of you mountain bikers who are grunting and groaning right now, I work my legs all day. This is different. We're using a static hold here. We're using our energy to draw upwards. Our shoulders come down, and we're going to flow. We're going to move a little bit here. So with your inhale, we're going to bring those arms up overhead, legs straightens, gaze lifts. Exhale, lower back down, warrior two. Inhaling, legs straightens, arms rise, gaze lifts, perhaps challenge your balance. Exhale down. Move with your breath. Again, breath, movement, connection here, nice and calming for the body, and a wonderful way to bring mobility in a gentle way. Keep breathing. One more time. See if you're scrunching up those toes, spread a little bit there. Settling back to that warrior two. You're going to flip the front palm. Inhale, lift that front palm up, back hand drops down. And if you're grunting here, you can go ahead and straighten that front leg. But if you think you have room for more growth in your static hold, bend a little bit deeper. Reach the top arm up. Length here in the side body. Gaze can lift if you want, or down at the ground, whatever is more comfortable on your neck, wherever you feel more steady. Breathe deep. One more deep breath. Inhaling, coming back to center. Inhaling, exhaling, straighten the front leg. Turn the front toe to the side. So we've got a nice wide-legged stance here. Hands to your hips. We're going to inhale, lengthen up, draw those shoulders down and back, and exhale, wide-legged forward fold. So a gentle bend in the knees or kneecaps drawn up if legs are straight. And so you might just come down halfway here. You might bring your hands to the mat. You might heel toe your feet in a little bit if it's too much, or heel toe them out. Personally, I like my toes in a little bit here. Gets a nice side stretch there of the leg. Breathe here. Be gentle. Maybe take that extra deep bend in through the knees. And then once again, a little moment here for self-observation. Are you telling yourself that your legs must be straight? Are you telling yourself that you can't do this? Or are you telling yourself that you don't need this? Just observe the little stories that come up. Yoga is a wonderful time to really just get to know our little natural tendencies, our ways of being. These little thoughts become our patterns, and these habits or patterns end up becoming our destiny, our future. We are paving the way each day with what we bring into our space here. So make sure whatever you're bringing in is good and right. Creating a life of contentment for yourself. Couple more breaths here. Shake and nod through the head. Let go. Big inhale through the nose. And then open up your mouth. Exhale, sigh, let it out. One more time. Big inhale through the nose. Open up that mouth. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Bend through the knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. And then roll yourselves up. Heel toe those feet in, or maybe hop. And come back to the center, the front of the mat. Shake it out. Let's inhale those arms all the way up. And exhale over towards the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. One more time. Inhale, center. To the right, exhale. Inhaling up. And exhaling to the left. And coming back to center. We're going to find that warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. So stepping back with the left leg this time. Deep bend into that front knee. Your knee is in line with your middle toe. It's not falling inwards. We're drawing the energy outwards, sinking down to the hips, but drawing the energy up through the spine. So arms out nice and long, shoulders stacked over the hips, nice and strong in our legs. Spread those toes. Really bring your energy here into your whole body. Your fingers are spread. Your gaze is over that front middle finger. If it's okay on your neck. If not, gaze to the side wall. And again, we're going to flow. So inhale, straighten, lengthen. Perhaps bring the gaze up. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink in. And continue with your breath. Maybe close your eyes and add that element of balance here, extra challenge. Beautiful. Last time. Sink it down. Hold here for just a breath. Flip the front palm. Inhale, exalt that warrior. Front hand reaches up to the sky. Maybe you can sink that front knee deeper. Maybe you're screaming at me and you're straightening your front leg, and that's okay. Really listen to your body, but be aware of why you're moving. That simple awareness. What's bringing you out of the pose or what's taking you into it. One more deep breath. Exhale, come back. We're going to step our way to the front of the mat. We're going to shake it out. We're going to dig into some lunges here. So last little bit is going to be a little bit challenging, perhaps for some of us who have some stronger, tighter legs, but I promise you it's going to feel really, really good in your body. So we're going to come into a lunge sequence here. We're going to step back with our left leg. Our right leg is going to be bent. Coming into our lunge, Going to do a little bit of alignment stuff here before we find our flow. So often when we step back with that back leg, the hip sinks down. So I want you to draw that back hip up. So draw the left hip up, right hip down. And then think about drawing that back knee towards the back wall or the sky behind you. So you're straightening the back leg. You might find a little crunching in your low back there. So then think about drawing the tailbone down and the belly button in. There's a lot going on here, so maybe pause, grab a mirror, take a look in the mirror. So right hip comes down, left hip forward, back leg straightens, tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in. Beautiful. You can keep your hands to your hips here for a moment if you like. A little bit engagement in that back glute helps to open up that front hip flexor, just like we were doing in bridge pose. Inhale those arms up towards the sky if you can, and then exhale them to heart center. We're going to find our challenging flow. Inhale, bring ourselves forward. Exhale, we're going to lift that back foot up. You can stay there, or maybe you can press into that front leg, straightening the leg, lifting the back leg, and then bring the back foot down. Inhale those arms up. Exhale the arms down. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, lift. Press into that front leg. Light up that glute. Lowering down. Use your breath. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, hinging forward. Exhale, lifting up. Inhaling, coming down. Arms come up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhaling, hinging forward. Exhale, press into that front leg. Nice job. Stay here, breathe here. Challenge your balance. Gaze at a spot, not moving on the floor. That glute's going to light up. That's good. We want that. Lengthen the back leg, lengthen the back hip flexor. Challenge your core. Breathe. One more deep breath. And then lift your chest up. Come to stand at the front of your mat. Shake it out. We're going to stretch that front hip now. Don't you worry. Spread the toes of the left leg. Cross that right ankle over the left knee. You might need a wall or a chair here, depending on where you are in your day. Sink down into that left leg. Nice stretch here for that right hip. Flex the toes. You can place your hand onto the knee or the foot. You can keep your hands at heart center, lifting the chest up, depending on where you are in your mobility. Breathing nice and deep. Feel that stability building into that standing leg. All those tiny little muscles here, so important. We're in shoes all day, so take this time to really embrace the wiggle, the wobble, the body working for you. And then slowly release. Shake it out. Let's come into that on the other side. So step back with the right leg this time. Front knee bent. Back leg straightens. And then once again, check in. Right hip sinks down. Let's draw it up. Bring it forward. Lengthen the back leg. Take the crunch out of the low back by tucking the tailbone under. Feel that length there. Really nice. Belly button comes in. Use your core. Inhale those arms up. Beautiful. Breathe. Big inhale. Exhale, those hands come to heart center. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, lift the back leg up. Inhale, bring the back leg down. Arms rise. Exhale, bring those hands down. Hinge forward. Lift up. And let's just move with your breath here. Your pace, your inhales, your exhales. There's no right or wrong way to move here. Spread those toes. Gaze at a spot, not moving, helping you with your balance as you continue this challenging flow here. Once you find that warrior three, that standing pose, wherever you are, even if the back leg's on the ground, even if it's an inch up or if it's parallel with the floor, breathe. Find that non-moving focal point. One more deep breath. Feel the strength in your body, in your mind. And then bring that leg forward, stand up, shake it out. Let's stretch the other hip. Spread the toes of the right foot. Bring the left leg up, crossing that ankle, the shin, just above the knee, opening the knee up, sinking your hips down. You can place hand on knee and foot here. Maybe just sway a little side to side. Maybe grab a chair or a wall. Bringing your hands up if you like. Sinking your hips down. And breathe. When I asked, did a little poll on my Instagram page what people wanted to get out of yoga class, the answers were really varied. And I think that's the beautiful thing about yoga is you can get so much out of it, both physically and mentally and emotionally. Basically, whatever you need when you come to your mat, you can often get simply by tuning in. We'll shake that leg out, let go. By listening to your breath and by giving yourselves the opportunity to get still. So we're going to do a little more of that here. Nice work, everybody. Do a couple hip circles. And we're going to come down onto our mats. Let's take a big inhale. Bring those arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, open up. Shake and nod the head, sway side to side. Couple big exhales out of the mouth. You can make some noise, you can flutter your lips. If you're at home alone, then let go. Big inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth, exhale. Even better if you're not at home, make more noise. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale. Couple more times. Inhale through the nose. Really let go. Place your hands down, bend through the knees. We're going to come down onto our knees. We're going to find a little child's pose here. So take the knees nice and wide. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Untuck the toes. Bring your forehead down towards the mat. And just allow yourself a little bit of movement here, swaying side to side or massaging the forehead down on the mat. This is a wonderful pose, so just surrender into it anytime throughout the day if you're feeling a little overwhelmed. And slowly coming up onto all fours. Come into one last little pose here, modified side plank. So we're going to place our left hand to the center of the mat, or to the side of your mat perhaps. Bring that left knee, and then the toe and the leg, the shin parallel with the edge of the mat. Long through the back leg, modified side plank here. So getting a nice long length through that side body. We're going to bring that front arm, the top arm in front of our face and overhead, palm faces down here. So we're challenging our core once more and our balance, but we're getting a little bit more length here. So press into that outside edge of the back foot, maybe gaze up. And this is a great side body opener, hip flexor opener, abs, core. If you want to dig into those quads a little bit, you can bring that top knee in towards the chest, grab for the shin or the ankle or the foot, and reach that hip forward as you draw the knee back, getting into a nice quad stretch here. Press the hips forward. Remember, if you can't do something just yet, don't get bent out of shape about it. It's just a pose. It's just yoga. Relax, let go. Meet yourself where you are today. Deep breaths. Press the hips forward. Slight engagement in the glutes. Really nice. Slowly let go. A back down to your mat. Let's do that pose on the other side. So coming to the other side of your mat, right hand to the edge of your mat. Turn that right knee, right shin, extend the left leg long. Press down to the outside edge of that back foot. Bring that top arm in front of you, overhead, palm faces down. Maybe your gaze lifts, maybe gaze comes down, or maybe you just keep turning your head up and down here a little bit to bring some mobility into the neck. Press the hips forward, reach long here, but draw the shoulder down and back. And you could stay here if this feels a nice side body stretch for you today. Or if you want to explore that quad stretch, bring the knee into your chest, reach that top arm back for the shin, the ankle, the foot. As you draw that foot behind you, that ankle behind you, and the knee back. Continue to press the hips forward, slight engagement into the glutes so you don't cramp up your low back. Really press into that grounding hand here. Lots of energy. That shaking, twitching perhaps is good here. Challenging the body. Breathe. Last breath. Slowly release that leg. Bring the top arm down, turning around. We're going to come back down onto our mats. Last gentle pose here to finish off our class. So make yourselves nice and comfortable here on your backs. Keep your knees bent for a moment. As you just kind of roll the shoulders underneath of you, lengthen through the low back. Bring those knees into your chest. Hug them for a moment. And let the arms come open like a T. Soften your face, big inhale. Exhale, let those legs drop over towards the left. A little supine twist. Be gentle here. Be mindful of how your low back feels. Maybe you need to bring your right hand across, maybe if it's too much of a stretch. Or if it's not enough, you can place your left hand onto that top knee and bring a little energy downwards there as you bring your gaze over to your right hand. And as you lie here, perhaps you downloaded this class beforehand and you were able to come outside and the sun shines on your face. Or perhaps you've just astonished yourself that you've made it through the whole class. You've stayed present, you've stayed focused. Just breathe that in. Breathe in gratitude for bringing yourself here, for taking care of yourself. Faces soft, jaws soft. And slowly take your time. We're going to come back to center. And we're going to come into this pose on the other side. So letting the legs drop over towards the right this time. Arms come wide. Be mindful, be gentle. If there's pain here, you feel like you might tear something, then be gentle. Bring that top hand onto the knee. Or maybe bring a pillow in between the thighs as a nice way to support yourself here. And if you need more, of course, bring that top hand, the right hand onto the left knee. Bring the gaze over the left arm. And then optional line here. See if you can take the corners of your lips and see if they can reach your ears. Bring a nice smile to your face. Nothing should be taken so seriously that we can't smile or laugh. Couple deep breaths. And taking your time when you're ready, using your breath, mindfully coming back onto your mat. We'll finish class the same way we started, lying on our backs. You can bring your legs wide, or you can bring the soles of the feet together, knees open up wide for reclined bound angle. That's okay on your hips. If it feels like too much, you can always place pillows underneath of your knees to bring you some support. You can bring your arms long, or you can bring them into cactus arms, so elbows are bent like a cactus. Maybe you can see some. I'm lying here in the desert, risking being prickled by cactus for this class. It's worth it, trust me. It's wonderful being here with all of you, and so grateful for you to join me today and breathe with me and perhaps laugh and smile and move. Some of the things I value the most: connection to ourselves, to others, and to something greater. So I'm going to say thank you now for joining me. I'm going to let you finish your class here in Shavasana, corpse pose, the dying off, letting go. Staying here for as long as you like, just allowing yourselves to let go, to receive all the benefits of your practice. Namaste.